Hello, we are the live. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the penultimate episode.
Antepenultimate.
Anti-penultimate.
The
Anti-penultimate.
antepenultimate, if I'm not
Guys, did
mistaken.
you expect to start this stream learning a new word that you never thought you would? This is what the
I've
side thought is.
always said this is edutainment. I've always maintained this
Smash
is
that like
edutainment.
button, guys.
Yes.
Smash
that
it,
like
Welcome.
smash
button.
it. For the anti-penultimate time this season.
This year.
But yes, thank you. Neha in chat already has said plus 10-second penalty for lateness. Fine, we will take it. We will take it. But yes, the season continues to keep giving fascinating entertainment despite the title
But the
being
season is
wrapped up.
ended. Yes.
Arey, I forgot my Max Verstappen
Why
things.
the constructors are still open? It's
Cherry
quite
Mercedes is
exciting.
not getting it. Chill.
That I know.
Well, listen, with two
I'm
more
done
1-2s.
with I'm done with Mercedes now. Yeah, हो
Yeah.
गया
Oh,
अभी
yeah.
Mercedes
Yeah,
के
yeah.
साथ.
Hey, can you unpack this whole, like, I know we'll get into the whole race and everything, but I find this whole Toto
Yeah.
and,
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Lewis relationship falling apart.
And
in
Toto
the
and
weirdest way.
Christian,
Yeah.
and there's a lot.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of shit.
unpack
Yeah.
this now for us, Sherry. What has happened
Also,
here?
I feel like there's a lot of shit talking as we end the year to kind of I think going into that zone of, because they're obviously pissed off, and now there's all this, oh, I found out like this, and oh, everyone has a shelf life, and all these remarks that are being thrown there.
Oh,
And I
who
was like,
said all this?
Oh yeah. So
Toto
to
Wolff.
context to any
Yeah.
viewers who might not know
Yeah.
Toto Wolff, we are terminally online, so we should give context to viewers.
yeah,
Basically, Toto has
give us
been.
a Toto, give us a Toto.
So basically, Toto has the printouts of his new book, and he's been doing like press and things like that. And within that, is it in the book, Sherry, or is it part of the press?
Oh, he's
I
released
don't
a
know
book?
if it's in. I
I
don't know
think
if it's
so.
in the book, but I know
Yeah.
because he's doing a lot of press, like you're saying, that these snippets are coming out here and there.
Where he
What's the-
said
what's the
every
book?
driver has a shelf life, basically.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think referring
yeah,
to.
referring to the whole situation, and also saying something earlier about how he found out basically, through senior this.
From Science Senior, apparently.
So yeah, Science Senior
Yeah.
called him and told him, and that's how he found out that this was happening, and not through Lewis and all of that. So there's been a lot of these bombs he's throwing here, there, just to lagao tili. And
But who could predict that this relationship would sour this badly? Like after, like if you think about the glory days of the Toto
yeah,
Lewis partnership, it feels like it's
but I
disintegrated in
don't
a very
think
No.
I don't think it's terrible. I think it's just a bit of petty shit talk, because he's like a case of sour grapes now, where he's unhappy that, oh, how could you leave? Because I think
I mean, Lewis answered it in the best way possible this
Yeah.
weekend. I mean, hats off. That was a great drive. That was
yeah, and
superb.
also I think in his press cons again, he's been very dignified. I've seen a lot of journalists actually ask him, saying, "Oh, what do you think about this remark?" And he's not really like stirred any shit and said, "I don't need to prove
Yeah.
a point to anyone," and whatever. And I mean, I don't, and also said he probably didn't mean it like that, and like trying to defend him rather than making it a a shitstorm. But
Yeah.
obviously they are triggered by him leaving and all of that, and I think so far it's also kind of there. Like, I don't think Toto saw it coming, obviously. Like, they thought, okay, whatever we give him, he has to take at this point. But the fact that he's got a way better situation is also, I guess, burning. So somewhere they have to defend their choices of
No,
like,
there was this
why?
English poet who once said, "Cash is king," and I think we're seeing
William
that.
Wordsworth himself.
William
Yeah.
Wordsworth himself said, "Cash is king,"
Just kidding, yeah.
and
Famously.
I think basically we're
Also-
seeing the emotional effect of that
Emotional
play
side,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think it started with all these, the media started spreading false rumors about how Lewis is going to stay in the Ferrari
Oh, yeah,
mansion,
Enzo Ferrari's house and all, yeah.
and so on. And only Schumacher had this honor, and now he has this. And obviously,
Yeah.
fans started saying, "Oh my God, yeah, they're treating him like the king. He deserves it, unlike his real team." And also, I think they kind of had to do some damage control also.
Control,
Which is where I think this kind of started from, where I think that triggered it right now to kind of again maybe throw in some, like a let's give them a reality check kind of situation. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just petty, and I don't think it's gonna go very far. I think this is where we like now after this weekend, what can
Yeah.
he say? I mean,
Yeah,
like
exactly. What a
again,
great
what can
weekend
you
for
say? Yeah.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
And who could have predicted that they would be so great over here, especially coming into this weekend thinking that Ferrari were probably the dominant team if we, like look at their
Yeah.
performance last year and everything. And then for both, and Lewis looked on it the whole weekend. Like every session seemed like
Yeah.
FP1, FP2, FP3. So, and, obviously he made that mistake in
Two
Q3
mistakes.
that put him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, two mistakes in Q3 that put him down in 10th. But like maybe he could have won the race as well if he hadn't
Oh, easy.
like if he had qualified
If he qualified top 5, he
Also-
would have won.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think if he had few more laps, he would have anyways gotten to Russell. He had way better pace.
But I think his tires were starting to go a little bit
Eventually,
towards
yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just saying that it was his race to lose for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Great reply by him to whatever critics and all also this year.
But
saying
guys,
that he's
is
like,
Toto's book called "This Is So Not Right"? Sorry, I've been sitting on that for the last
Smash that
5
like
minutes.
button, guys. Smash that like button.
From anti-penultimate to here, we are wordsmiths through
Yes.
and through. Always edutainment. No, there's also some shit apparently with him and Horner, right? Like where he said that when they sort of signed the letter, sort of saying that this whole thing against Susie Wolf was this thing. Horner was the
yeah,
only
Horner
one
was the only one who didn't sign.
didn't
Yeah,
sign
right.
or whatever. So
All the principals
and-
signed.
Wait, what
Those
is all
two
this?
need to
Sorry,
go-
I need to catch up on my gossip.
Yeah, dude, get terminally online like the rest of us.
Yeah, what's going on?
I need to remove this
Yeah, how
digital
dare you
well-being
have a
from my
life where you're
phone.
not on?
How dare you? The audacity. So apparently, basically, Wolf also said that when all the team principals signed that letter to say that this sort of whatever witch hunt, in their words, against Susie Wolf was happening, Horner was the only one who didn't sign.
Wait, what is witch hunt against Susie Wolf? Guys,
Do you
sorry, I
imagine?
I am not online. I only watch races.
Bro, we have to go very far back now.
Please
Now,
tell, please
let's-
tell.
You have to.
uh,
You have to go by 10. So let's just basically all of that. Basically, there's been a lot of char. And also there was, just to sort of put this thing on it, did you see Max to Zach Brown?
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
I did
Race.
see.
That was great. That was great cheeky dig also. Yeah,
That was
superb.
very well done.
Yeah.
Very sick.
Basically, they were questioning Susie Wolf being a professional in her job and how whether because she's married to Toto, if it's a like conflict of
nepotism
interest and all
types.
of that,
Oh.
nepotism types and no,
Okay.
like conflict of interest, like infos being exchanged or whatever,
Ah,
and
okay,
that
okay.
kind of stuff. And these accusations started, and then it became a huge thing. And a lot of the drivers, like Hamilton, and I think a lot of the other drivers also were vocal, saying this is not right and that it's completely wrong. And all the team principals agreed to sign a letter together to
Okay.
send them, saying that we don't agree with this and it's wrong. And Horner refused to sign it, and everyone else signed it.
Oh, fascinating. Learn something new every day.
The real deal is here. Forget the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with Delta Carnage, who said Azim
Yeah.
became Alpine pit crew mid podcast. Dude, that was just hilarious.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
poor
yeah.
Ocon being like,
Yeah.
hello, guys.
That
Where
weekend
are you
in
guys?
general for
Yeah.
Alpine, what a story.
Yeah.
What a story.
You know what the
P3,
better story is?
and then
Yeah. Well, the better story is that nice guys can finish first. Okay, like the studious guys. Okay, Nico Hulkenberg. Okay, finished P8. Okay, after we talked about it last time. around,
Yeah.
Okay, where we were like Haas has been good students. The whole
Yeah.
year. Whereas this one-hit wonder Alpine came in Brazil, shat all over their whole world championship and overtook them in the standings. And then once again, when all of the top eight drivers finished the race, but Hulkenberg still managed to get like 4 points out of this, just like a good student, and overtook Alpine in the process, who had a catastrophic race, all sorts
God.
of blunders. Oh my God. Yeah. But it pays, guys. Guys, studying pays. Okay. So if there's one other message that you take out of this podcast, it's like be a good student. It pays in the long run, especially in a long world championship. Don't be that one guy who one time he was able to.
Yes.
He just
once again,
in
I'd
the
like to
multiple
remind
choice.
our loyal listeners, we are edutainment. All always.
Yeah,
Just
entertainment, guys.
if you study
Education
hard
first.
and perform
Yeah.
consistently, you will
Agreed,
end
yeah.
the year without employment. That is what you should take away.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
that is
Valtteri
the
Bottas.
key
This
lesson.
is also the main reality of life is this. You try your best, but eventually there is disappointment. So
Yeah.
that's really what we're
Long.
here to tell.
Yeah. Macro, of course.
Yes.
But
But
guys,
yeah,
should we talk
I'm
about?
sad.
Oh, sorry. What?
but let's quickly run through. So I made notes team wise. So Mercedes, the fabulous
good.
weekend for them. They just ki what is it ki aisa 5 degree come karo and then Mercedes car switches on like
Yes.
anything.
This car
Yeah,
was
yeah.
only tested in Germany. In winter. That's it. Like
In the
no
winter.
other place.
Yeah.
No other
Yeah.
place. All work in this car has been done
They are
in
Yeah.
one yard in the Black
Yeah.
Forest. In
they
the
are
winter.
training for the winter
Yeah.
F1, not
Yeah.
the regular.
Race of Champions they are
Like,
doing.
yeah. Like when the next ice age hits, I'm with Mercedes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The irony was how shocked they all were as to how good
At
the
the
car
beginning.
is.
Yeah. Even
Yeah,
after
like-
Russell,
Like
yeah,
everybody
even
was
after
like,
Russell
what,
finished,
really?
yeah,
Yeah.
even after Russell finished P1 in qualifying, we all still assumed that probably during the race the Ferraris are going to
Yeah.
overtake them and they're going to be there. But they decimated everyone in these like wintry conditions, which was freaking insane. But
Also,
also goes to
Lewis-
show, like, and we've talked about this earlier about these big swings that we're seeing in
Yeah.
performance like through the year now, and I have like great expectations going into 2025 because if you think about it, in 2024 Max was able to Red Bull was able to carry forward a strong performance advantage from last year into this year that led to them having that big gap at the start of the season, right? Right now, it doesn't seem like any team has the outright advantage, like overall dominant
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
And with these big swings that we're saying, hey, once it could be, one weekend it could be a Ferrari win, one weekend it could be a McLaren win. Max is always there to pick up the scraps or will win himself when shit goes down. It bodes really well for 2025, So again, like this weekend as well, with Mercedes coming back and showing that, like, okay, they also have that performance when it comes to these cold and wintry conditions, or in general, like even Silverstone was a colder race.
Yeah, one off.
I mean, that
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
even Qatar is looking like it's going to be obviously much cooler than last year because last year, everybody was
Yeah.
dying inside the car.
Yeah.
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 But now apparently it's supposed to be like between like 18, 19 degrees types.
Oh,
in the
really? Oh,
evenings.
not
You
bad.
can tell us when you go.
I will, yes.
Yeah,
I will be
yes.
going.
Yes.
Yes, I am. We excited to be going to Qatar. Leaving tomorrow. I think we'll be getting to do the pit lane walk on Thursday evening as well. So
That's amazing.
hopefully we'll manage to do that. But yes, thank you to Gridmaster for running a very, very fun tournament with us. And yes, let's see. First race. I'm quite just curious to see what the experience will be like because for me, legitimately, F1 is always been one of the sports where I'm like, I don't really see how this is going to be fun live, like beforehand.
It is fun.
But yeah, it's
You're
just,
gonna
I
love
guess, like you
It's a
just once you're
different
there,
fun.
you're going to obviously
Yeah.
going to realize. So
You're gonna
there's
have the
that
best time.
temptation that I should watch vlogs of
Yeah.
people who've done it before and see
Streak.
what it's like. But just
No. I
In
think
Qatar-
in Qatar,
course,
probably
He'll
not
never
a
come
good
back.
idea.
So he's not
Yeah.
coming back then.
Sidepod is going to be 3 people.
I agree with you on the whole thing of where people are like visually it's better on a TV because you have your zillion views and
Yeah.
now with of course F1 TV so we have 100 options to move
Yeah.
around. But like just the atmosphere and I'm sure Arjun is going to agree like being at a race, listening to those like
Dude,
cars go
did you guys
by.
see Seth Rogen's Instagram?
Yeah.
I did. He
Did
posted
you see that
of
video?
Arjun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's batshit, dude. Like I feel
It's
like, and
insane.
regardless of where you are, I feel like also Qatar will be one of those races where there'll be a lot of people from around the world who have probably traveled to
Yeah.
it. So it'll not just be
Yeah.
locals, So you
Yeah,
also
yeah.
get that.
It's a
Like,
mixed
meet
atmosphere
crowd,
Vijay
yeah.
of, like,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Whichever. Also, guys, but yeah, very importantly, if you have, because I'm going to be there for 4 days. So if anyone has recos of good foods to eat and good coffees to have, please tell, please send, please tell in
Never.
chat, please send on
I've-
Instagram. I've seen one burger place which is very good. But yes,
Amazing.
Exactly.
very looking
Ah,
forward.
yes. That Well-known Qatari delicacy.
Qatari.
Yes.
The burger.
The burger. Okay, fine. Listen, I didn't want to be a stereotype. Like, hey, batao, best shawarma kidhar milta hai? I didn't want to be that guy. Burgir, as Neha says. But yeah, it'll be fun.
Burgir.
We have a couple of people from the Sidepod chat universe also who have won and will be in Qatar. So
Outstanding.
hopefully we will see some of you all.
It's all coming together.
People are
Just
saying
say,
missile power in the chat and all. Yeah,
Azim,
guys.
Azim.
हाँ.
एक साइड पॉड स्टिकर लेके जाना.
हाँ,
ऐसे
अगर
की
हाथ
गाड़ी
का
पे
गाड़ी
चांस
मिल
मिला
जाए.
बस. अरे कौन से भी गाड़ी पे हाथ
थर्सडे
इधर
को
भी हाथ
ट्रैक
मारने का
वॉक पे
चांस
जा रहा
मिला.
है ब्रो. थर्सडे को
इधर भी
ऐसे
हाथ
मतलब
मारने
बस
का.
लगा.
एक
I need to,
QR code.
yeah,
QR
I need
code
to
डाल.
throw one specifically so that you know how sometimes that little plastic gets stuck in the
Yeah.
radiator. There's one side pod plastic. That's going to be my entire aim. I'm just going to carry 50 and just throw one every lap.
Yeah.
Hope that one sticks.
All press is good press, dude. It's fine.
Yes,
yeah, we
dude.
should just do it.
All
Yeah,
press is
yeah,
good press. Yeah. When the police catch you, tell them your name is Aditya Bhatt.
Yeah.
And then run.
Just say, I do maths and run.
yeah.
Yeah, same initials also. Can get away with it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. But also from the Hamilton POV. So one obviously very positive for him this race to be like McLaren has pace, chasing down Carlos Sainz for the lead, and then
Yeah.
seeing Carlos Sainz Ferrari pit crew do
Oh
in,
my
out,
yeah.
and Lewis driving into the pit at the same time must have just been thinking, "Bhai, kya? What?
Yeah.
Hello?"
Yeah, that
Just
was.
don't do this. Please don't do this. 4 months from
And
now.
that, yeah, exactly. You know, like you think that like Ferrari has got to grips. Every time you think that Ferrari has got to grips, like they've got the pace now in the car. You know, 1-2, like just a few races ago, we're talking about good strategy and like, you know, good pit stops and everything. But like every once in a while, right? And this race was that only, where it's just like classic Ferrari meme of the chef shooting a pasta
See,
gun.
this
into
is
his
why
own head.
students should
Yeah.
study and not be overconfident after
Yeah.
1-2
Yes.
good results also.
Yeah,
Is what we have
yeah.
learned on today's episode.
Yeah. Plus, also,
Study
you know,
consistently. It's not over till it's over.
the other thing with Ferrari is, and we've seen this many times now with the Leclerc and Sainz battles, is that
Yes.
both of them seem very evenly matched. And whenever they're
Yeah.
evenly matched on track, it's the potential for some shit to go down. You know, like
Yes.
whenever they're like racing close to each other, we've seen
Good
this in
fun.
the past as well. And why would 2025 be any different? You know, with like a Lewis coming in and Leclerc in potentially a very fast car, them being occupying the same sort of tarmac. It could be incredibly frustrating as well, especially if they've got the material to win a championship. You know,
Did you see
who
the-
knows? Maybe they would do it this time as well.
Yeah. Did you see the radio with of Leclerc after the race?
Oh, yeah. That was some sassy shit.
That was like,
I
yeah,
also
I'll
kinda
do
feel
whatever
like-
you want. No problem.
Yeah. But you know, there was this interview with George Russell and Lando Norris after the race where they're joking about the bonus that is potentially coming Leclerc's way if he finishes P2 in the championship. And,
Ah. But
So
you
there's
know,
also
the
that where it's like, yeah, does he really want this P2 so desperately in the championship?
Yeah.
And that's like frustrating him even more, even though it was a decent weekend for Ferrari, man.
yeah. So sorry, just before we moved on from Ferrari, you know the thing with the Ferrari pit crew, the thing that is probably the most jarring is that whenever any other pit crew fucks up, in the pit engineer's voice, there is something close to remorse. You know, when they say that
Yeah.
some fuck up has happened, guys, sorry. Just this one deadpan, we were not ready. And
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Lewis to
Yeah.
deal with that.
Yeah. Oh my days.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't
That-
think I think this is just training for next year, guys. They're gonna be all in tip-top shape, and
We're
we're
getting
gonna
all the
see.
demons
Yeah,
out
you
now.
get it all out now.
Yeah,
be- you
and
can't
we're
be
gonna
just
see. And
two
we're gonna
races
see a
away from end of
championship
season,
in
Sherry
red.
Shah.
Yeah,
Sherry Shah,
yeah, exactly.
2 races away from end of
Yeah.
23 race season. You
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, abhi bhi
Yeah,
nazar
yeah.
utar rahe. You can't say that.
You turn a leaf when the year
Yeah.
changes. Jan first.
Bro,
it
you know
flips a
how
switch.
many years have changed? Like
Yeah.
in Ferrari pit crew. How
Yeah,
many leaves have
exactly.
turned, you know?
Yeah.
The entire
But-
tree.
That leaf right now is like one infinite like engine. It's just powered.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ferrari, no, they need to. Do you think they're going to clinch the constructors now? Let's come to that question.
I get
What
the
is the
feeling.
difference like right now?
23 points.
Yeah. And two
23 points,
races,
2 races to go.
and a sprint.
And a sprint.
There's a sprint as well,
Yeah. I think it's looking like they probably will. Because suddenly the McLarens are not looking as strong at all. Like
Yeah,
neither of them.
McLaren
You think it's
didn't
that
look
wing
really
of theirs?
good. The
Yeah, it
flexi-
does have that
Just
does give you
asking.
that feeling, no?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
definitely could be. Yeah, it could be. And also, like, I mean, McLaren seemed way off the pace. Not just like off the
Yeah.
pace. Like,
Very.
Lando Norris is boxing to do fastest lap because he's like
Yeah.
20 seconds off the pace type of situation. You know, like there's no chance here type of off the pace. Having said that, Qatar and Abu Dhabi should suit this car better. You know, if you were to look at Las Vegas as this like sort of outlier in terms of overall conditions or whatever. But this season, like, you know, we all thought Ferrari was going to be the dominant car over here, and look what happened here. So, you know, anything could happen. And to be fair, like this point swing was looking like it would be way bigger.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at one point you're like, oh shit, like, you know,
Yeah.
Oscar Piastri was like 9th or 8th or something. He you know, qualified behind Sonoda. So yeah, anything can happen. And you know,
Also,
Ferrari
what
hasn't
about
won a world
Yuki?
championship since.
Yeah,
Yuki was
Yuki's-
stopped at
Yes,
customs.
Yuki has his hopes up high, guys. He's still saying, I hope they change their mind and all. He still thinks he's got a shot
I
at
mean,
the
out
Red
of
Bull
all
seat.
the Red Bull ecosystem people at this current point in time, he's the guy who's doing it most consistently. But that's also
Yeah.
like he's had like 3 decent races, and that's it.
Yeah. But anything seems better than Perez at this point in time, right? Like in that, like, okay, in the
I mean,
last
I
6
think-
races, Perez has made like 9 points or something, and like one of those have been a sprint also. So,
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, given all things considered, obviously
two
his
of them were
his
sprints.
qualifying was obviously very shit, as is
Yeah.
normal.
as usual, yeah.
But I mean, in terms of the actual race pace, he was not that much slower than Max, considering where he started. He finished 10th. Max was 5th. Was he not?
He also had the best overtake of the race, guys.
Oh, dude!
Yeah,
He had
oh my
that
God,
double
that was
overtake.
so
He had the best
overtake
of the
crazy.
race.
I don't think he
Yeah.
also
That was
believed it. He was like,
amazing.
"No,
I don't
guys,
think anybody did.
दीवार आ रहा है, दीवार आ रहा है."
Yeah.
Fuck, नहीं है दीवार.
Yeah. Especially since
also-
it was his arch nemesis of the season,
Yes.
Liam Lawson.
Yes.
On the inside,
Dude,
you know?
think of Liam Lawson in that position,
Yeah.
bichara.
Yeah,
Both sides, one terrorist,
Sandwich.
one
One
Perez,
terrorist,
one
yeah, yeah,
Magnussen.
Yeah.
Like, just horrible.
Kabir Khan, Chak De India, left wing, Ya Allah, मुझे सीधा जाना है.
Yeah, I'm shit for Liam Lawson. Yeah, but it was a great twist. Again, that camera shot of them, you know,
Yeah.
crossing is a really great shot. Also, yeah, it was really good. But like, I don't know. I mean, look, where do we? If assume Max started 15th, I don't think he finished 10th. You know, I think
Yeah.
he'll still probably finish 5th, given how
Yeah.
slow McLaren were.
6th,
You know,
7th.
so
But Max is a
Yeah.
very hectic barrier.
No,
dude.
but
like, okay, let me put it
McLaren
this
was
way.
not even in contention at all. Like they didn't even look like they were challenging
Yeah.
for that one position with Max. Like it was just like
yeah.
I think we should stop comparing people to Max because that's a very like high bar. Like, let me put it this way, okay? Perez is like 8th in the championship or something like that. The guy, Lando Norris, who is 2nd in the championship, okay? Sometimes if you say compared to Max to him also, you're like, hey, relax. Why are you comparing him
Yeah.
to Max? It's a
Yeah.
very, very high bar. I feel like
Yeah.
comparing Perez to Max is unfair. I would say it should always be Max plus like give 1 3-second handicap or something.
Okay, let's compare
But
Perez
no.
to Sonoda.
No,
Okay,
just-
fine. Perez to
Yeah.
Sonoda, I'm with Azim on
That's
this.
a great-
He's significantly
Yeah.
better.
Before
than
we
me.
get to
I
that.
say give the seat to Yuki.
Yeah.
But before we get to that comparison, so I just was watching. So there was one of the F1 YouTube channel pe they had this like sort of 40-minute video of Max's road to the championship, right? Where they did a recap of all the races. And dude, for the first 5 races, Checo was on the podium with him every time. So what?
Yeah,
How
totally.
how much of a drop off? Like yes, the
This
car
this
dropped
happened
off.
last year also, dude, where after the first three races,
Yeah.
remember, like Checo was leading the world championship,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
then is
there's
how
something
much
that
of this is
happens.
car and how much of this is just Checo being like peaking too early and being like, "Okay, I've done my job. I got my 3 podiums, and now it's
Hey,
done."
Sanju Samson
didn't Papa
IPL
Perez
2020.
and Ralph Schumacher also have a spat this week?
What?
Did they?
What a
Yeah,
combination of
Yeah,
events.
yeah, I know, I
There
know,
was,
I
yes.
know.
What?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's too
yeah.
much to keep up with, guys. It's just
Big
too
Daddy
much.
and
He
younger
passed
brother.
a,
What?
he passed a
What
comment
subreddit
about
are you
because
on?
he said something about Schumacher, no, about
Yeah.
saying that Perez
What's
is there
it?
on his talent and credit and ye wo, basically
Yeah.
implying
Oh.
that Schumacher is just getting whatever he's getting because there was I think conversations about him getting no seat or whatever, like still
Like
Wait,
Mick,
Ralph
like what's his
basically.
Schumacher
name is.
okay,
Mick.
Mick Schumacher,
Mick
and then
Mick,
Ralph came to
Schumacher.
depend.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
When-
Papa Perez said that that's not even a like comparison because Perez is here on his merit and he is like da 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 da. So
shit.
Wow. Who would have thought Ralph Schumacher would come back beefing? This is such a
Yeah,
WWE
yeah.
Kurt Angle comes for SummerSlam.
I need to go out and touch some grass, guys.
Yeah.
I'm in
Yeah.
too deep.
Oh shit.
What on earth is going on? But yeah, Perez, I don't. But also, let's just spend a moment. So I watched this. Did you guys see the Max Verstappen the official interview that he did with the
Yeah, I did.
F1 this thing? I think it
Lawrence
was a
Barretto.
really cool interview that he gave, and just
Yeah.
just him talking about कि हाँ racing वगैरह तो ठीक है, but like
Yeah.
I just want to live my life and I don't care about the racing beyond a point, and I like to switch off from it all, which was like a very human side to him, which we keep calling him a robot and just his Terminator, and which he is in the car. Like as soon as he switches into work mode, he is Terminator. But it was quite nice to see. Maybe I think it also felt like he had like 2-3 beers before the
He had.
interview. Yeah.
He had been
Like I
drinking
saw
the
the
whole
Yeah,
night.
whiskey
drinking.
cans everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was
Yeah,
him being
I
like peak emo कि अरे यार मम्मी डैडी याद आते हैं
I watched
मम्मी को कॉल
that,
करना चाहिए.
Yeah, he was totally doing all of that, but I kind of feel also now, Azim, that there was one question where he asked about like, hey, what's next for you? And he's like, oh, like 8 world championships, like, to be like the greatest of all time or whatever. But then he sort of said, like, he qualified as being like, no, even if I don't get another, it isn't, it isn't a
He
big
said
deal
that
or
after
whatever.
his
But I
first, in fact.
Yeah, I said that after his first or whatever, but this kid is just 27 years old. Okay, he's 27 years old. He's a 4-time world champion. Okay, Lewis Hamilton. A few years ago, we were thinking, oh yeah, he's going to retire from the sport, and like at the height of his game or whatever. 3 years later, he's gone through periods where he's not won any races and things. He's still in the sport or whatever because these guys fucking love this shit. Okay, like they can't. It's in their veins. And with Max, it seems like it is at a totally different season level. I feel like in Qatar, if he has a competitive car, he's not going to back off. He's probably going to win that race and probably going to win it in, again, like dominating sort of Max, fashion. There's this one moment in the race, okay, lap 32, where Lewis Hamilton overtakes Max Verstappen. Okay, and GP comes on the radio and says, don't lose sight of what the aim is today. Okay. And he was like, yeah, cool. It's like some cold ass shit, okay, in terms of letting Lewis go by. And there was that whole question, should I fight with Charles and everything? So he's combining this like outright skill talent that he has with this like bigger picture vision, which he's had this whole year. No mistakes, no nothing. And this whole bigger picture vision, it is ominous. So when he said like, oh, what's next? The first thing that came out of his mouth was 8 world championships. And then he like said like, whatever, in a very cool way. He's like, okay, maybe nothing. But he's thinking it. This guy is not going to be satisfied at this point in time, guys. Like we have not seen the last, like, Seb Vettel by comparison was 26 years old when he had his 4 world championships or whatever. And then whatever happened the very next year, Danny Rick came and overtook him or whatever. But with Max, you see this like relentlessness. We've talked about Terminator, whatever, that man, it is totally on the cards, guys.
Yeah, but they all say this. I feel like when you're on top, they all say this to kind of just also keep their emotions in check, to be like, if it doesn't happen again, I'm good. Like I have other things. I don't have to only be this race driver in my life or whatever.
For sure.
And I think they all say it. You've had Lewis say it for years. saying there's so much
Yeah.
more to my life. I like my
Yeah,
designing, I like my
But
singing,
he's still
but he
here.
can't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
he's
not
still here.
I think they all kind of say it to kind of just be like, if it's not working, that
Yeah.
like in that defense. But as
Yeah.
Arjun
मैंने तो
said,
बोला ही
it's
था
too
hobby है.
deep.
Yeah, yeah.
मैंने तो
My
पहले से
main
बोला
thing
था
is
यार
sim
पैशन
racing.
है मेरा बस
Yeah.
यार एंजॉय करता हूँ.
Yeah. Main thing is actually sim racing.
मेरा कुछ नहीं आता.
No, but I mean, what he did allude to was like, listen, I love it and all that, but this 24 races a year and all, I can't keep doing every year. So that seemed to be his
Yeah.
reason of,
Yeah,
यार
for
कि
sure,
कितना
for
काम कराओगे. So he
Yeah,
said
yeah.
that whatever, like, I'm not gonna, even if it's not Formula One, I will do some racing and I will go hard at that form of racing, but it may not be
Yeah.
Formula One for like after I'm like
Yeah.
31, 32 types. So
But
I
dude,
don't
he's
think
gonna be
that's
there
the
till
case. Yeah, exactly.
100%. Like we all like it's totally
I mean,
that thing that Cherry's
Alonso
talking
is still
about.
there, guys. I mean, Alonso, forget Lewis.
Alonso
So
was
Alonso
so
pulling
happy
his
with
cheek and
11th.
Vettel became woke and then he left.
Yeah.
Okay,
And also
Vettel
there's
became
talk
woke.
of him
He was
coming
like all
back.
climate change and everything. I don't see Verstappen,
Yeah.
I don't know, like becoming like a
Listen, he
climate
is the
activist or
he has the
something.
most
Yeah.
eco-friendly hobby. All right, he does sim racing.
Yeah.
But he's meditating now, Arjun, so you never know. Meditation में कुछ निकल आएगा.
Yeah, but what if it's like meditation is like a superpower? He unlocks some special chi that only makes him faster.
That's what he's
Like,
done for the second half of
What
this
has
season.
taught
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
like, when I watched The
Yeah.
Flash, right?
Yeah.
Favorite superhero of mine, Flash. When he really taps into the speed force and becomes one with it and becomes at his calmest, he's only faster. Like he starts doing weird shit like going back in time and all. Like I won't be surprised if suddenly like
In fact,
next year Max Verstappen goes so fast that he ends up in like this year's Qatar Grand Prix. Suddenly, oh shit,
Yeah.
how did this happen?
He wins the 2019 World Championship also. yeah. He's that fast. He was
Give Rosberg the one that he has. No, sorry,
Yeah.
that's 2017.
2016, yeah.
or
Yeah,
give
so-
Massa the one that he's fighting for. My God,
Ooh.
till
Oh, he's
date,
still fighting Massa.
Still
Yeah.
fighting. He's still
Yeah,
fighting.
yeah. Keep fighting,
mental.
Massa. Hashtag.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, guys, please smash a like. We have some 400 people watching, but only 90 likes. So please get those
That's
likes
terrible.
is going.
For all the gossip we've given you today,
Yeah,
this
come
is what
on,
we
guys.
get.
Gossip,
Come on.
education,
Come on.
H1 discussion. Dude,
Yes.
come on. Please.
Eyebrow stuff, guys. Eyebrow.
This is really like it's the complete show, I think.
Yes.
Like I really think
But
so. I think in
any,
terms of
what we have
entertainment,
won-
there's Saturday Night Live and there's us.
Yeah.
Marvel of
There's
it.
like what, one seat left now to fill, or how many officially?
I mean,
Officially-
technically,
Well-
all seats are filled, right? Except for Sergio Perez.
Yeah, it's technically
But
just
his
the
is
Red Bull
also
seat. No?
officially filled.
Yeah.
No,
Technically, it's
they've
officially
said he's
filled, yeah,
it's
yeah.
Then
technically
whose one
filled.
seat
Yeah.
is left?
No, they're all done now.
Yeah,
all the
I
seats
mean,
are done now.
No,
Ocon
so-
and,
Ocon
Behrman
is
at Haas.
that's done.
Albon
Yeah.
and this one at this thing.
Who's going to Alpine?
Sainz.
Oh,
or-
V-Carb is the seat that needs to be
Yeah.
filled. Yeah.
Who's
Yeah,
going to
Austin
yeah.
doesn't have a full-time
Really can't.
contract.
Oh, it's just 6
Austin
months,
doesn't
is
have a
it?
full-time
Not
contract.
yet.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, officially it's
I'm
week.
trying to look this up. Yeah, V-Carb, right?
Nick
Yeah.
DeVries. Redemption arc incoming.
Oh.
We potentially might have, another two drivers on the grid in 2026.
Yes,
Yeah,
we have an
yeah,
11th
yeah,
team,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
done.
You have an 11th
Yeah,
team.
with General Motors coming in, and like the whole it was
What,
meant to
General
be
Motors?
Andretti.
Wasn't that
Yeah,
Audi?
General Motors.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
No,
it was meant to
Audi
be
is there.
Andretti.
Audi is Sauber, no?
Oh, Audi is Sauber, correct.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, General Motors.
Andretti was the one that was coming. in,
Andretti, yeah.
Yes. And
So
now it's a
it's-
deal with General Motors, like as a
Yeah.
works team.
Yeah,
With
Oh.
Cadillac as the entry.
yeah, Cadillac is coming in. Yeah.
That'd
You
be
know, one interesting thing that I read about like the whole, like, so you know how the teams have been like reluctant to add another team
Mhm.
into the thing because then it dilutes all this thing.
Yeah.
So the team has to pay what is called an anti-dilution fee, okay, at its
Ah.
entry. Okay, and that apparently is estimated to be anywhere between 450 to 600 million pounds.
Oh,
Oof.
wow.
Gene Haas is looking at that money and be like, just buy my team, man. Just take it.
Yeah.
Just
Like, you know,
This is like the like buying a car in Singapore, now where you have to first buy the permit to buy the car for
Yeah, and
buy the
then
$50,000.
car.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that's
Crazy.
like cool,
That's
yeah.
crazy money.
Damn,
dude.
these.
Come on.
Yeah, to be fair, man,
Yeah.
all the poor people in
Yeah.
F1 need money.
Yeah.
Guys, so
If
which is
after
why
all-
just start sending your super chats now.
Yeah.
And by 2,400, whoever inherits this YouTube channel will be able to start their own EF1.
You can join the Sidepod as a cast member if you pay an anti-dilution.
Guys, you can. I will send you the password in your Instagram DM now. Just forget
Just have to
450 million.
GPay for 450 rupees.
450 rupees.
450 rupees GPay to Azim. You can have the Sidepod.
Yes, you can have the password. We'll change it after sending it to you, but the current password we will send to you.
You can have it. Yeah.
And that, kids, is called an NFT.
See, you've learned everything, guys.
Learned so much
Real
today.
world, virtual world. This is it.
One other interesting thing about this whole GM thing is that potentially if they come in 2026, what else happening in 2026? New regulations. You know, the
Rule
new
change,
cars
yeah,
coming in and
regulation
everything.
change.
So GM gets to do unlimited testing next year on this new vehicle in 2026, as opposed to everybody else who has to, go through the cost cap and all of that with their entry in 2026. And given how close the season is, who knows what could happen in 2026?
But do
Especially
you think
Yeah.
the conspiracy theory? Do you think Red Bull is actively making Perez's car slower so they get more wind tunnel time
Oh, like
to
that
develop the
for
car
next
next
year.
season?
Oh,
Like they've just put one
here we
20
go.
kilo weight at the
No,
back.
Here we
no.
go. Here we go.
There's the conspiracy
Yeah,
theories.
yeah. Oh, this is some.
Yeah, see, because
the
the first 5 races he was doing great.
Yeah.
Then
yeah,
suddenly
yeah,
dropped like a stone.
So, yeah.
Yes. I'm
Damn.
telling you.
Ooh,
You heard it
5D
here
chess.
first. Yeah.
yeah. Super 5D chess. My only reluctance to get into that now is that like the constructors championship is the one that impacts the team the most.
And the paisa,
like
yeah.
so,
Yeah, exactly.
and the paisa of the team.
paisa.
And like I think it was a famous English poet that William Wordsworth who said,
Yes.
"Cash is king."
Cash is king.
Yes.
So that is my only I dig it. It's a great concept for
Yeah.
the extra wind tunnel time for next year and everything. But I am HO. I agree with
You know what's
William
better
Wordsworth.
than wind
Yeah.
tunnel? Less time in
Yeah.
wind tunnel, but throwing money like this. While you're
This,
in the wind tunnel.
yeah.
Just, maybe that is why I do not run a successful F1 team. But
They can't do that because they spend all their money on expensive sushi.
that is true. That is true.
There's also a quote by William Wordsworth's brother, Williams Wordsworth, who said, "Guys, please, mera gaadi todna band karo."
Oh my God.
I saw this meme
Oh
that
God,
really sums it up, which is the photo of James Vowell. It's just James Vowell sitting here wondering how he managed to wreck 5 cars in 2 races.
Wow.
5 cars.
Guys, we have put Panoti on
Crazy.
Cola Pinto Bichara. He was going
yeah.
so well, and
Cola
then I don't
Pinto's
know what
that
has
crash
happened.
is so bad. No F1 camera captured it only. Like,
Yeah.
They cut to it from some 5 angles, okay?
Angles,
And
they didn't get it.
Just
Yeah.
couldn't see the Cola Pinto crash.
shit.
Just imagine that's the worst kind of crash where sponsor bhi nahi dikh raha hai.
Kuch nahi. In fact, I read a conspiracy theory that says that he never crashed and it was actually filmed by Stanley Kubrick in a basement. And there was never actually.
Cola
a crash.
Pinto's moon landing.
America. You can't rule
Can't
anything
anything,
out.
dude.
Yeah, you can't rule anything out. Shit. Yeah, but like, man,
One
what cost cap
small
for
crash
Williams,
for car. One giant debt for team.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
I think Williams, all the teams should pass resolution that allows Williams to
Yeah.
have a GoFundMe page. Like in
Or
addition
something.
to
Yeah. Kickstarter.
like what they have
Yeah,
for they can have a Kickstarter where they can people can just send them money through the year.
Yeah. And it's such for charitable cost, so it doesn't count
Yeah,
in the cost cap or
exactly.
something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's CSR. The Cola
Yes,
Pinto.
yes, yes.
Sorry.
No, it's the Cola
Cola
Pinto
Pinto.
Sergeant Recovery. I want a thrill.
Oh,
Man,
superb.
Amanat gonna be busy this week.
Yeah. Oh,
But
it
no,
is.
so a lot of people were mentioning about the science penalty. So apparently he was
Ah.
not in contravention of the rule because, like for places like Austria and all of that, whenever the race director gives a specific directive and says that you can't cross the pit entry line, only in those cases there's a penalty for it. But there was no special directive given for this race, hence there was no penalty.
But isn't that bizarre? Like that's what I feel like. All these rules are so inconsistent,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think this is where we've had a lot of issues, right? Like when it goes down to the
Yeah.
wire, and you're like, oh, this could have been a point or a deduction or whatever. I
Yeah.
feel like this kind of stuff should be just generic through every
Also,
race,
Yeah,
did we
if
right?
it's
get
a
a new race
line,
director?
yeah. Yes,
Also,
there
did
was
we
a
get
new
a
race
new
Yeah, I think we
director.
got
A new race
Debut.
director also, yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he forgot because it was his first day and he was like, oh, I don't know, I'm supposed to say this.
No,
But
no.
you know,
So
like
there was a
for-
clarification.
Trial
that-
ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically
Trial
they said
round
that.
tha, so they were like, jao, jao.
So the thing is that usually there would be a direction from the race director saying, "Hey, don't do it." So he must have just forgotten to give the direction, and which then allowed them to get away
And
with
on
the
that
penalty.
technicality, they got away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also if you think about it, man, like think about Las Vegas Cup production. Okay, like that race,
Yeah.
okay, is a spectacle.
That's
Okay, like
pure.
with the sphere and
God
all
damn.
of that or whatever. They spent so much time, effort, producing every single little aspect of this. The fucking rules of the sport they can't get right, in terms of like how do you forget to give a race directive? Like, shouldn't it be
That's what I'm
written
saying. It
somewhere
should
or
be the
whatever,
norm. It should be part
Yeah,
of the, like, they should have
I
some
agree with Shelly
consistent
entirely.
rules
Like you're
that
putting
go
together
through the
this whole
year.
thing.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
what race director needs. There needs to be one race intern.
Yes.
To check
I
all
mean,
of
Yeah.
them.
Continuity.
Yeah.
Continuity.
I
Race
mean-
Continuity
I
and
mean,
Continuity.
after all the human errors they've had, have they not learned to put down like
yeah,
stuff
for
in
sure.
print?
3
Sphere
years
se yaad
later.
aaya, did you see as soon as Perez got knocked out in Q1, the graphic
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
playing
Oh,
on the
shit,
sphere
dude.
at the time?
Yeah.
Come on.
Crazy.
Come
That's
on.
hard.
That's
hard.
very hard.
Yeah.
Bichara.
And
What?
how they were all thrown into these Rolls Royces for their last drive. That was, I think,
Yeah.
the
Also, the
highlight after.
Max and GP energy was so
Yeah.
awkward. No, it's
Yeah.
like they're not
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
being in the same room
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Or, well, like, especially when I would imagine, and these are the moments where you're sharing the most, or he just won a freaking world championship. You should be
Yeah.
happy, bro.
Yeah.
We are the best, hugs and all of that. But it was more like, oh, this car feature
Yeah.
seems interesting.
Yeah.
Like fucking Marquez
I think it's
Brownlee
also
in the
weird
fucking
because
car.
you want to like celebrate and like
Yeah.
suddenly you're in this car with this camera crew.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like
totally.
it's this
yeah.
added
And I
step
think-
that's not there in any other race, right? In any
Yeah.
other race, you
Yeah.
have to be doing
Yeah.
like the crowd
No,
surfing
but
your
he,
face, all of that.
even with the three of them, it was so awkward. It was like
Yeah,
two
yeah.
children with Lewis
Yeah.
who are like at the back.
Yeah.
Literally,
And
like, can we
he's
get
like-
ice cream? Can we get
Yeah,
ice
yeah.
cream?
Like,
Ice
why am I here with these children?
Yeah.
Or that one friend who's hanging on the side, like, I'm going to vomit.
Yeah.
Max and GP were like, you know how like if you've been in a friendship with somebody who you've only interacted with on audio on Discord server,
Yeah.
and then you meet that
Yeah,
person
yeah.
in person for
Yeah.
first
In real
time,
life.
you're like, oh,
yeah. Whoa. Yeah. This is what
Or
it
it's
looks
like
like.
when
Oh,
you
I didn't know you were
see
bald.
someone from your office on a Sunday at a restaurant and you are like, oh,
Yeah.
hi,
yeah,
hi.
and now you all are forced to
Yeah,
take an Uber home for no
Like, you
reason.
remember
Yeah,
once
yeah.
sometimes as a kid you'd run into like your teacher at the market
Yeah.
and you're like everything about this
You're like,
situation
oh,
went
no,
wrong.
it's weird.
You are also human, ma'am? I did not know.
You eat padwar also? Right?
But GP also did one really nice post-race interview where he talked about like how Max is this like like every race he's still learning something and he's still like applying these things, which also was really cool in terms of like, man, if you think about it, his competition for next year, okay, if he has assume he has a non-dominant car for next year. Okay, let's assume on the back of the performances here, he has a non-dominant. He's one of the top 4 cars. Do you think Oscar Piastri, a Lando Norris, a Charles Leclerc, a Kimi Antonelli, a George Russell, who is the person that is going to take on this guy, dude? Like next year, like who's
You
the
left
freaking
out one name.
Lewis!
Very
Yeah.
interestingly left out one name.
Yeah.
You should have seen Sherry's
I meant-
face.
Yeah,
when you
just
were
like-
listing all of these people.
Why is he not saying the
Okay, I
name?
meant from the lens of like the next generation. Like if Lewis does come and win this, then it will be like that Apple TV movie that is being made with Brad Pitt right now. You know, like where the old guy is like comes back and shows all the young kids how it's done or whatever. But we're looking at like what's happened, this new generation of young kids that are coming in or whatever, and I don't see any of them like even in similar machinery or similarly paced machinery, you know, like getting the one over on this guy. And maybe the guy is actually Lewis Hamilton. What a movie that would be. I'd watch that. Yeah, totally. Yeah. You don't need no Michael Bay. You just need a Michael Massey.
Bull versus
Ooh,
Ferrari.
yeah. Oh my God, that's a quote. That's a
Right
t-shirt.
there.
Why? Who needs
Yeah.
Michael Bay when you have Michael
Bay,
Massey?
yeah,
Michael
Michael
Massey.
Massey. Yeah.
How bad.
Yeah.
Also,
Sir.
since
The return of the champion who's come to claim his championship
Come
again,
on.
which was taken
Come
away
on.
from him.
Come
Oh,
on, you know, yeah, that'd be a great story. I'm down for this season. For next
and
season.
also, of course, don't forget the Adrian Newey powered Aston Martin, which will be
Aston
coming.
Martin,
Oh, yeah.
with Fernando Alonso.
That's right.
Yeah.
Alonso takes it all.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man! Give us a proper 5-team battle next year. Mercedes,
Oh.
Ferrari,
Yeah.
Red Bull, Aston.
But is
thrown in
Newey
there.
on next year's car or is he starting 26?
No, 20. I think, yeah, I don't think he's on next year's car.
I mean, I'm
26
sure
directly, I
he
think.
starts.
Yeah,
work
he
on
starts
it, huh?
research, I guess,
Mm,
but not
yeah.
like, yeah.
We'll see. If somehow
Okay.
Stroke is in
Yeah.
Q3, we'll know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's Lance Stroke, well, Adrian,
Yeah.
is there something you'd like to tell us?
So since Saif in the chat brought it up, also one of the most iconic, I think, was it Las Vegas or one of them last year with who's the MMA announcer?
Bruce
Buffer.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce Buffer
Bruce
shouting
Buffer,
the Sergio
yeah.
Checo Perez, and then
And he
just
comes out and
Checo.
he's like, where do I
And
go?
just like,
Yeah,
what am I
because
supposed
all
to
of
do?
them came out looking like they've been caught with their pants down. Literally, like, shit, I didn't know I was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Pierre
but that, like-
Grassi, he called him, dude.
Yeah, and it was also weird because they were literally just sort of this heavy announcement happens. Then all these guys walk out. Then they just
Walk
sort of
out,
shepherded
yeah.
into the back of this
Yeah.
truck
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
thing. And they're just waiting for everyone else to come. It's a little sinister.
Yeah.
When it happens in the octagon and all, it's like for the audio, they get in and they get ready
Yeah,
to fight.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a Bruce Buffer announcement, like in the 5 lights and away we go type of situation.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's got this very iconic. It's time when when the MMA fights begin or whatever. That'd be great for Formula One.
Yeah, with the 5
yeah.
lights, and then
Yeah.
as soon as they go out, he says it's time.
So it's
That'd be
time.
fun.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, pair it up that way. Take some
But
notes.
I
of
don't
fun.
think
But
with
it was
the
really even interesting to hear. You saw Martin Brundle's interview with Noah Lyles. I don't know if you all saw it on Instagram. They posted a clip,
Yeah.
and what he said got me thinking. Where he was like, "Oh, these are our starting blocks, and how does it feel to be here?" And stuff. And he was like, "I was just telling my fiance that we don't have this shit where everybody's watching you and in your space when you're about to start a race." And it's true, like F1 grid is so chaotic, and like those guys are trying to zone in and be like, "I'm getting ready for this," and they're like 100
Literally, they
people.
only spend 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes. And the last 2 minutes are the only 2 minutes where they're
Yeah.
by themselves.
Yeah.
And
it's so tough with all the celebrities walking around and the noise and the people. Like,
My counter theory to that is once you're in there, right?
Yeah.
You're in now this fucking cocoon that you're
In the
sleeping in,
cocoon. Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
have this engine. I think
Yeah,
no,
that
but
5
like,
minutes is
I mean,
plenty.
like, no, but I
Yeah.
feel like
There's
the
noise
30
cancellation
minutes.
happening right there.
Everything's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah,
Everything
but-
must
Yeah.
vanish, right? They
Like,
put that umbrella over you. They do all
Yeah.
of that. You're
Yeah.
in this fucking cocoon for 5 minutes.
but barely
Very
5
true.
minutes. That's what I mean. Like the first
Yeah.
30-40 minutes where they're all on the grid and there's just so much tamjam happening. There's literally no like,
But can you imagine them also, Sherry, sitting for an extra? Have you seen them after the race? Like, if they sit for 20 more minutes, no, they at some point they're
Yeah.
going to count as dehydrated food.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, it would be like I'm saying, it's not like the drivers walk out 10 minutes before and they
Huh.
can like have their
Yeah.
own rooms in their garages and zone in and come out, is what I mean. Like, I'm saying they're part of this whole mela
Madness.
essentially
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
grid, which it doesn't happen in any sport, right? Like, you obviously have
Yeah.
your time where you come out and then you perform. Whereas
Yeah.
here, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, everyone's around you and they are like, there's an interview going on and you're here and.
That's true.
Yeah, like for
Like the
football,
front of
like
the grid is exactly. It's like the backstage area. There's no locker
Yeah,
room.
exactly.
Or whatever.
There's
You
no
know,
yeah, it's like
locker room.
it's like having like
Yeah.
Brad Pitt interviewing Martin
Yeah.
Brundle interviewing random person inside the locker room while
Inside
the team
the
talk is
locker room,
Exactly,
happening.
yeah. Like while you're trying to zone in and be like, this is the game of my life, and he's like,
Yeah.
so how does it
Yeah,
feel
that's
to be
true.
here?
Or even just like you're trying to fully lock in and you're like Oscar
Lock
Piastri,
in,
and you're
yeah.
like, okay, I have to lock in suddenly. Is that Brad Pitt?
yeah. I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That we don't realize it, but it's really unusual, and I don't think it happens in any sport ever. Like,
It's the drama, it's the entertainment.
Entertainment.
Okay, so quickly to wrap up and also smash a like, friends, we'll do a couple of super chats which have come. Pranav very sweetly sending super chat because he didn't see any other super chat today before this. He says,
Aw.
love you guys and congrats to Azim on.
Love
and
you.
Yes, thank you. I
Aw.
will.
Like
will
Danny
have
Rick's fastest lap.
Yeah. But so sweet of you. Thank you so much, Pranav. I will have fun in Qatar. Trippy Owl says, thought on Bottas's what's next concept. What is this now?
mm,
Oh,
So
that's
basically, he's got a charity, and it's for like the joke he made very like this thing, but it is for people who have been like put out of work, without like any notice or whatever, So it's like what's next for people who suddenly don't have a job, So
So
it's,
Guan Yu Zhou is his
yeah.
first
Yeah.
customer.
And he is the-
Valtteri
yeah.
Bottas is his first customer.
Yeah.
His
Oh yeah,
customer,
actually, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what makes
Nice.
it funny.
Oh, I thought it was more of a like what next in terms of
but
styling. Like
he's
it's a styling
he's
kind of
become
thing.
a Mercedes
Yeah.
reserve driver, na?
Oh, gone back there
Is it
again.
confirmed? No, I don't think it's confirmed just
I
yet. right?
think
That
so.
he's not-
I mean,
is it?
like,
Oh.
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I think more or less that is the word that it's been across the board that he is going to Mercedes.
Yeah, and
as a
then
reserve.
if like the other thing is if a GM is coming in next year or in 2026 and there's 2 additional spots on the grid, would you want somebody who's reliable and experienced like Valtteri? It would be a good thing actually.
Knows how to drive at back of grid also
Yeah.
very well.
Guys, it's GM. They're going to try and bring Sargent back.
And there was
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
sure.
this Danny Rick.
Come on.
Guys, last week in the gossip, there was also Danny Rick chatter, na? How they said that he knew that it was the last race and he didn't want to tell people and all, trying to do damage control in some interview, which was BS because everybody was like, if he knew, why wouldn't he call his family and stuff to like be a part of his last race? And like it seems like y'all are just saying this
Yeah,
now.
but also you don't call your family for like your last day of work when you're being fired, no?
No, but
Fair.
the team is claiming that he wanted to do it this way, which I
Okay.
highly doubt. I mean, it doesn't sound like. I mean, it's Danny Rick who's like always out there, and I'm pretty sure he would have had fun with it and been like, guys, this is it. Let's go out with a bang, and like not like been like,
But also you don't want it to sound like a full farewell, na? Because you never know what road back you have into it. So you don't want to say
but
fully
for
goodbye.
now, but I think also like from his post-race interviews and all, it didn't seem like the guy knew because he was like teary-eyed and he was like, I don't know if we'll ever meet, if we meet, like that kind of a, like it seemed ambiguous, right? Like it didn't ever seem like he knew and he was like, whatever happens, happens for the best. He was still hanging in there with the hope of
Fair enough.
another bit of gossip for you, Azim, just to add.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, please, guys, please keep posting gossip on the Sidepod group.
Yes, okay.
And yes,
Clearly, 'cause-
Keep you caught
'cause
up.
you're
Keep you caught up.
really
yeah,
way
because see, I
behind.
have a 30-minute Instagram timer on my phone. So once that is done, all memes are over. Nothing to see.
Means once the race is done, I'm only through the week waiting for this shit. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
what else is happening?
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm friends with y'all guys? This is please
Yeah.
send me the materials.
Fair.
Now you will send us from there in Qatar.
Yes.
You will only tell
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Like,
You say,
oh,
guys,
इधर
I'm
क्या हो रहा है
over
इधर?
this one saying this
This
over
one in the
there.
paddock.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's so weird. So the last time I was watching a live sporting event, so I was at watching a live football match, and it's just, you know, you're so conditioned to certain things where like there was a free kick being taken, right? And then I felt a vibration in my phone, and I was like, "Is this a goal notification?" And I'm like, "How can there be goal notification?" I'm watching live.
Seeing it.
So you know, it's the small differences. Unless the TV's got it before, in which case Michael Massey Zindabad. And finally, we have Vishnu Teja who says Kola Pinto Bichara is already at 2.7 million in Destructor.
Oh my God.
Poor
Yeah,
guy.
I mean,
Crazy.
Bichara, he's really got some nazar on him.
But I will endeavor, guys, to if I find Leclerc walking around anywhere near me, I'm going to try to do that Baku boy Leclerc, Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do
Yeah,
that. It'll be
And
fun.
he'll say like, maybe say it in Spanish.
I think his name doesn't change. I think Leclerc.
Leclerc.
But okay, quickly before we finish, one random prediction for what happens in Qatar from everyone.
Let's see. I am saying Yuki Tsunoda on the podium.
Oh, bhai.
Whoa.
I don't think it rains in Qatar.
Yeah. I'm saying like conditions are so weird in Qatar, like because maybe the heat or whatever. Like here it was like only the cold tire performers were winning. There it's like floor is lava. You know,
Oh.
so only the cars that have floor is lava mentality will win. You know.
I'm saying Hamilton wins both races.
I
for
was
the
also
next.
going for that.
Yes.
For once we
What-
Yeah,
agree.
how
One
were you?
surprising thing.
For
What a
once
shock.
we agree.
See, now
Wow.
Verstappen has won the
Yeah.
championship. I don't care anymore.
What a
Now
shock.
Lewis can
Yeah,
win
yeah.
whatever he wants.
What a stun.
But no, I genuinely think Lewis wins both the remaining races and then is like, shit, yaar, abhi now I'm going to Ferrari. Why I'm going?
If Lewis wins, we want you to send us a trackside video of you screaming, "Lewis, I love you."
Okay, chal, I'll do that. I'll do it wearing my Fernando Alonso cap.
For fun, just for putting hope in the universe for
For the
students.
lols.
Hulkenberg top 5.
Nice.
Wow.
Hulkenberg
I'm
top
down.
5.
I'm here for
But
this.
Yeah.
just to
Here
ruin
for
that
this.
plan, Ocon P4.
Oh, man.
Tsunoda on the podium. Ocon P4, Hulkenberg P5. This is and Lewis
And
Lewis
wins.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Get ready
God.
for the
Oh my
single
God.
greatest,
Like,
most
wow.
Yes,
chaotic
and
F1
since
race.
second
Like-
isn't filled,
Yeah.
Cola Pinto. Let's go.
Yeah.
Some real shit has to happen in this race.
Yeah.
Chalo, it's going to be the wildest Qatar Grand Prix ever.
Race.
Please
Yeah.
look out for me in the T2 grandstand. I will be there.
With your
I will be one of the
Yes.
people who's like, Are, camera, me, hi, hello. I'll try to hold a sidepod I'll try to make a sidepod banner and go.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
You are going to be Qatar ke T2 ka sweetie. Okay, thanks guys. Good night.
Okay, chalo.
Yeah.
Very good.
Goodbye, friends. See you soon, and we'll see you. Is Abu Dhabi immediately after Qatar, or it's a
Yes,
week
yes.
after?
Triple header,
Yes,
triple
yes.
header.
Triple
No,
header,
triple.
chalo, and then see you all then after Qatar, and then immediately end of season review. Superb,
Yes.
and then Drive to Survive review next after that.
Yes. Penultimate and ultimate.
Yes, penultimate and ultimate, and
Nice callback.
yes, very nice. And for Max Verstappen, no teammate. All right, chalo. Thank you, friends. Catch you all soon. Please smash a like, even if you're watching later on after the fact, because
Yeah.
it helps with algorithm. And leave nice comments for better reach and all of that. And
Yes.
also subscribe if you're not subscribed. Follow us on Instagram. And I have a bunch of live shows over the next couple of months. All the tickets are in the description. Do you have anything going on, Rohan?
I got
Shows,
nothing December. Nothing.
What a life. Okay.
It's a good life.
Chalo. Farewell, friends. See you soon. See you all next week. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.